Hello there. Today, I don't know what day you're watching this, but I am recording this on a Friday, so that is great. It looks like we're gonna have some clear weather this weekend where I am, but very, very cold, so I'll probably be inside. I'm excited to, have a day to kind of um, justify sitting on the couch and getting some knitting projects done. Because I grew up in Florida, and even though I've been up further north for quite a long time, I am still not a huge fan of the cold. In fact, it's funny because sometimes cold like is supposed to help, like if you're having like low dopamine or something, like a cold shower or cold exposure is supposed to help, for just various issues with ADHD. And I just find that being cold makes me really, really crabby. At any rate, but what is disappointing about being inside, and even though I have like warm gear and could probably make it happen, it's going to be quite chilly, is frequently on the weekends, I'll go on a hike with one of my mom friends and our sons, who have been friends since they were about 2, and they're now both 7. And it's been great to watch them evolve as little people and hikers and friends, and the stages of their development. And not too long ago, we were out somewhere, and the kids were playing, and another group of kids came up, and the way the kids just kind of begin playing with one another was great. And we were watching that, and one of the children came over to us where we were sitting chatting, and she said, "I'm Taylor, and I'm 3. And the first thing you need to know about me is my birthday was at my grandma's house." And that was just her introduction. And that is one of the things that I love about little kids, and older people. I don't know what age is acceptable to completely lose your filter. And people are like, "Ah, she's just lost her filter," but I can't wait to get there. I envy that in the young and the old. But I was just thinking about how amazing it is that capacity to just not worry about, because in her mind, and rightly so, there's no, I mean, that's just as important a fact as any other in her life. And it's not awkward to just announce that to people. And why should it be? At some point we learn that that's weird, but when it comes down to it, why? And so that's something that my son is starting to grow out of as he gets a little older. I mean, he's still pretty blunt, but that's going to start to change as he starts to develop social norms or whatever. But I've just been thinking, because the little memory about Taylor and her story popped up in my phone, and I was thinking about that today. Like, what would it be like if we just introduced ourselves like that? Like, what would it be like? "Hi, I'm Kristen, and I'm 48. And the first thing you need to know about me is," I forget how old I am. That's probably not what I would have normally said, but I was like, maybe the first thing you need to know about me is I hate asparagus. Yeah, I don't know, but just like that's another thing that I've been thinking about. Like, I envy in my son is just how unconstrained his imagination is. I mean, he talks all the time. And he's always narrating what's going on in his brain. And but like, things just pop in there, and he has no prejudgment about what they mean, or whether it makes sense or not. It's just, his imagination is beautiful. Whereas, like, if I have to come up with something on the fly, like make up a word for this, currency in whatever land he's made up, I like, okay, what would be a good name for that currency? Why would that be a good name? And how would it make sense? And he just like spurts out a bunch of syllables that sound fine to him, and he's moving on. Just that freedom and spontaneity is something I envy, but is something that I really enjoy about spending time with my son. And So I don't really have any other major wisdom to share, but I would be interested to hear if you want to share what your introduction would be, is if like no holds barred, you could just go up to people that you didn't know and be like, "Hi, I'm Kristen, and you know, I have no filter." Or whatever it would be. What would that be that would start a conversation and that would just make you happy for other people to know? Anyway, that's it for today. There's just kind of fleeting thoughts that I had going on. So I will catch you the next time, and I hope you all had a good weekend.